Hello, love heads. How you doing?
We hope you've been well.
Yes. How are you doing today, my love?
I'm good. It's a good hair day.
It is a good hair day.
If you're tuning in on YouTube, which you should,
Yes. Make sure to subscribe when you're there.
you'll be able to see that the do is doing. Actually, I don't know. How it looks in the mirror is always different than how it looks on camera.
True. But in person, it looks amazing.
Thank you. I got to get it cut though. It's getting a little long. Or I might
keep
experiment
going.
with just keep growing.
Why
Who knows?
not? Fuck it up.
In this economy,
Why
long
not?
hair is affordable.
I love. Right.
Is it though?
I was
Is it though
gonna
the
say-
product? I don't know. What about you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Well, I'm excited to record today's episode. I'm excited about the study and everything.
Yes, but
I'm more
something more
excited.
exciting.
No, I'm excited today because we have the merch just waiting to be open in the corner. And we were going to do 2 videos today. We'll see if we can get them both done before I have to go babysit. But that's why I'm super excited. I get to see the merch.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, Logan is a Latin pop artist, a sensation on the rise, a sensation already. You just don't know about him yet. But he got some new merch coming up. He will be releasing them at some point this year. And the samples came in. And so we're going to get a sneak peek. And if you follow Logan at his personal stuff, at Logan Longoria, that's Loghan, Longoria like Eva, you will get to see a sneak peek of what we've been cooking up.
And then you can buy some merch yourself.
And now, onto the episode.
Yay.
So on the pod, we often discuss or we talk about these relationships that crumble or fall apart or
Jesus
what?
Christ.
But listen,
Growing apart.
growing apart, whatever, however you want to say it. We talk about these relationships that no longer become relationships because of these big dramatic events like cheating or when people's trust gets eroded from each other because of
A boundary was
this
crossed
and that.
or whatever.
Exactly. But we ran into this study by, who was it?
His name is Dr. John Gottman.
Dr. John Gottman from the Gottman Institute. He did this study where he followed these newlyweds. And by the end of
6 years.
By the end of 6 years,
The couples that were turning toward each other 88% of the time stayed together and were having like a great thriving relationship. And the people that were missing each other's bids, which we'll get into that later on, they ended up being divorced. Because growing apart isn't one big dramatic moment. It's when the relationship erodes from thousands of micro moments of feeling unseen.
And you were saying that these micro moments are, he calls them bids.
Yes.
Bids of connection, if I remember correctly.
In the study, he says, a bid is any attempt from one partner to another for attention, affirmation, affection, or any other positive connection.
And what are examples of bids?
Most of the time, they are small, which is like the micro.
Well, that's the point.
Right, exactly.
We're highlighting that because these things do tend to be small, that's why they get missed, or we don't take them as seriously in the maintenance of our relationships.
And in the study, he talks about how men have a harder time with this than the women do, actually. So listen up, boys.
Well, what's an example of a type of bid?
A bid can be...
There are... On the study, there he has a list of 14 types of bids. I don't think these are necessarily all the types of bids.
Right, of course.
These are just examples.
Yeah.
And we'll go through a little bit of these later. Logan will give us one right now. But if you guys want to check out the 14 that he has listed out, we will put the link to those in the description. And you can go check that out yourself, as well as the study.
Well done. Well said. For me, a bid can be as simple as, babe, can you do this? Or, babe, like I'm struggling with this. Or sometimes like a simple hand on the leg. Or an extension of like, I want to like hold your hand, you know?
Right. So it's not even, it doesn't have to be
Words
a question.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. It can just be that maybe because I noticed this from you a lot, is you'll put your hand on my leg. And I'll notice that like your hand has been on my leg for a second and I actually have not either held it or like reciprocated any kind of like touch, right? If I don't reciprocate the touch, if your hand just happens to be on my leg for a while, that's not necessarily bad.
Right.
But if you continuously in your relationship ignore these little things, then your partner will stop feeling seen.
especially for me, my love language is touch.
Yeah.
And so if my love language is getting missed or not fulfilled, then I'm not going to feel loved.
Yeah.
Ultimately.
But your boy knows that.
But luckily, like, even just touching you is good. And you do a good job holding my hand. So thank you.
You're welcome.
How about you? Do you have an example that you can think of?
Okay, so one of these bids he has here is respond to my joke. He says, did you hear the one about, so like when your partner is trying to be playful and maybe you think that it's corny, or maybe you like don't find their sense of humor, like, first of all, if you don't find someone's sense of humor is compatible with you, run. Don't walk.
That's a tough one.
You have to be able to laugh with your partner. Life is too hard for you not to be able to laugh with your partner.
Those are just a couple of examples of the bids. And in the study, he talks about 3 ways that you can handle or interact with those. There is
turning toward.
Just
interacting with it.
Yes. There's turning away. That one is ignoring. And then there is rejection. And that one is like a no. You're interacting with them, but you're choosing to not engage still. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So it's like, it doesn't have to be like a no in a mean way. It can just be, if the bid for attention is, hey, can you watch this movie with me? And you're like, I can't today.
Yeah.
That's a rejection of the bid.
He thinks that the worst one actually is the ignoring altogether, because at least in the rejection, there is communication there. There is a chance of repair. There's engagement going on versus just a complete cold turn away altogether.
What's an example of just completely turning away from someone's bid?
If I get home tonight after babysitting and I'm like you can tell like my mood is just completely gone and everything. And I'm like trying to give signals that I need help or assistance. And you just completely like go by like regular, like everything's good and normal. That is a ignoring of the bid.
The bid in that case is the sigh, or just like your partner having a physical state about them.
You know that your partner is not their normal selves, you know?
So even if you are not like actively saying like, babe, can you help? Can you make dinner tonight?
Just like the hand, just like the touching thing. I don't need to say words. The bid is still there.
So essentially just not even seeing them.
That's hence divorce. Hence we grew apart.
Right.
Because they don't see me when I'm hurt. They don't see me when I need them. They don't see me when I want to have fun. I'm invisible here.
Right. And usually in relationships, right, like you're not going to always be literally verbalizing your needs and your wants. Sometimes it is that. Sometimes it is just a sigh. And if you are truly seeing your partner, if you're truly paying attention to your partner, they don't have to necessarily say or extend a branch. You can still answer this moment, or you can turn away and do nothing.
Exactly.
And Dr. John, is it John?
Yes.
Dr. Gottman.
Yeah, Dr. Gottman.
Sorry, doctor. Dr. Gottman says that missing the bid results in diminished bids. So maybe they'll stop being expressive about their needs or wants. Or worse, making bids for attention, enjoyment, and affection somewhere else. Because if you're not going to fulfill my needs, if you're not going to see me, I'm going to go find someone who can see me, because it is a very human and valid need for a person to be seen, to be witnessed.
Or it's not even like you finding or doing that somewhere else. It's someone else picking up those cues from you.
Right.
And then, you know.
Exactly. You might not be looking for someone, but someone is looking at you when your partner isn't looking at you.
Exactly. You don't want that to happen.
Right. Because that could then become a little slippery slope in the background and you don't even know. And how would you know you're not paying attention? Okay. So how often does a person need to respond to these bids? Because like we were just saying earlier, right? Like you don't always have to answer a bid because you're not always available. You're not always able to or aware. But how often do you have to answer a bid?
Apparently 86% of the time, which let me clarify something. Because earlier I was saying that 88% of couples that do this are the successful ones, you know? But what I meant to say is of the successful ones, 86% of the time they were turning toward each other on these bids. Whereas divorced couples, they were turning toward each other only 33% of the time.
Okay.
Yeah. And he also talks about how it's important for us all in relationships to reflect on that and to see, am I closer to that 86% or am I closer to that 33% in our own relationship, you know?
How does how can they identify that?
I think that you can ask yourself, how often are my bids being received, met, reciprocated? And
be truthful and realistic and honest with yourself about how often have I been answering my partner's bids.
Exactly.
You can probably start with identifying, like what are some of those times that my partner's been doing that? Mm-hmm. How did I respond? And it's okay if you don't have that answer now. That's not the point. The point is, now that you have this knowledge, go do the homework. Mm-hmm. Start thinking about it. Start increasing your awareness about your relationship. And
in the study, he even says, like, it's okay to use the language like, I'm trying a bid for connection right now with you, you know? Again, we always say this, like, are we being serious or not? Like, put in the effort that you want to see in your relationship, you know, if you want it to succeed.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Gottman also says that oftentimes the ignored bids will feel like or turn into she doesn't care or he's not interested or we've grown apart. So if you've had those thoughts, if you heard your partner express those thoughts, that's a sign that it's probably in the it's probably in the details. Mm-hmm. The devil is in the details. Yeah. So do a little bit of maintenance on your relationship and
have that talk.
Have that talk.
You can honestly ask, like, and we can even ask each other right now, like, do you feel like I do a good job of reacting to your bids or receiving your bids?
Yeah, I think you do a great job at anticipating my bids. You know, like that's something that Loghan gives me what he called yesterday the princess treatment, which is he does things for me so that before I even have to ask for them.
Yeah, that's the goal at least.
I don't know, was this in the study or this was something you brought up that another good way to kind of take stock on each other's bids is by, and this is what we do, not intentionally, but after reading the study, we were like, oh, wait, we do that.
Yeah.
When we watch like reality TV, because obviously we love reality TV. We're gay. It's kind of, the chisme is in the blood. So if we're watching like Love is Blind or
The Ultimatum.
Yeah. Love on the Spectrum. Does that count?
I would say so. Dating shows. We've seen the dating coaches. We've seen couple therapy. We've seen
Married at First Sight.
Yeah, 90 Day Fiance.
Indian Matchmaker.
Right, literally.
Telling you, we like reality TV.
We got this.
But in those moments, right? Like other than just like judging these people lightly and in fun jest,
you can
dissect the relationships and see where they are missing each other's bids. And you can even use those opportunities to go, I tried to do that bid and like this is kind of what happened. Or sometimes it's easier to see your relationship from
another perspective.
Exactly.
100%.
Or it's, if we were ever in this situation, you were this, I was that, like how would you want me to solve that for you? Or how do you want me to, how would I show up for you in that way? Because I don't know, actually, looking at it. Yeah.
Well said.
That is what bids are, how they can affect your relationship.
And how we can prevent falling out of love, growing apart. Yeah.
This is that like active work that you hear older couples describe relationships to be as. Like it is fun. It's not like that type of work, but there is an active participation that needs to happen. That's the work.
From both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
That being said, we are now moving into our next segment.
Yay.
Which is we are going to share with each other
bid
moments of our own.
Okay.
Where our partner was able to answer the call, but they may not have known that it was a bid or that it even meant a lot.
I love that. That's cute. Okay.
For me.
Okay, yes.
For me, the bid that I was able to think of is one on his list. It is show interest or active excitement in my accomplishments. Although, okay, so for him, it's like, do you like my drawing? How were the cookies? So like, you know, like hearing your thoughts about maybe a scene that I did. But I'm kind of stretching this to say showing interest or active excitement in my career, just in general.
Of course.
Because to me, acting it's a little bit lonely, you know, unless you are on set unless you're already doing it. But even when you're doing it, like your character study, your choices, like all of that is very internal and kind of solo.
Yes.
And of course, the industry makes you feel, with all the constant no's, it makes you feel kind of small.
Yeah.
I remember one time in our relationship, I had asked you to step up a little bit more with in my career and help me navigate it better.
Right.
Part of it was just like, I just needed someone to help me process the whole thing. And I'm a verbal processor. So having you more involved was helpful for me, not just for your physical involvement of doing things, but just for me to even understand what the hell was going on in myself. And you had told me that, you know, the reason why you couldn't really show up as much as you would like to, you were trying, but the reason why you couldn't show up as much as you would have liked to was because you didn't know that much about the industry. But ever since then, I noticed and I recognized you making active choices to, okay, when we're going to watch a thing, like let's watch this thing and let's like dissect it. There have been times when Loghan will like find scenes for me to do and we'll film so that my portfolio is more, you know, it shows more proof of like what I can do as an actor. And he would like stay up watching films, television, like finding little scenes for me.
I remember when I was recovering from my disease, that like when I was able to like be conscious to like see something, that was when I would like do like the scene studies and like try to get characters that you could play. So that was a fun time. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Right. And it's huge for me. You know, my career is huge for me. And when you ask your partner to do something or show up for you for something as big as that, it doesn't always happen.
Right.
So the fact that you have and you do, and that you've done it in a measurable, like valuable way, I really appreciate deeply.
Remember that acting class I took with you?
I would take, this was, probably pandemic.
I took 2. I did a couple. And I did.
Was this pandemic?
I did a couple in Zoom, and then after pandemic, I did an in-person one with you too.
Yes.
I did a scene and everything.
Yes, but in pandemic, I would like take a Zoom class, and Logan would be right here on the side, listening, taking notes himself. And then yes, we did go to an in-person one. I mean, it's valuable for you to learn that skill also as the Latin pop sensation, global superstar. But it was definitely for me to have my emotional support.
But also better for me to understand your career. Like you asked me to do. That way I can show up for you in ways more than what we already know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy that I rose to that occasion. And thank you for being communicative with your needs and wants from me.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
It's just like everything else. It's an ongoing thing.
Yeah. I asked you to help me once and you have not stopped helping me since. And that to me means a lot.
I like that. That's a good one.
I know.
It's
like
and when he said it, I was like,
it's like I deserve to be on the panel.
Good job. That's beautiful.
What about for you?
There's so many. There's honestly so many. Like, if I think of like a really big one like that.
When was a time that you made a bid that I answered that meant a lot to you? And I probably didn't even know that it meant a lot to you. Because the point of just sharing this, right, is to show that like these are small things. Maybe mine wasn't so small because I literally asked about like my entire career for you to help me.
It's tough because like after, speaking of like disease time, like when I got home and like the whole house was like, felt like a hospital room, and like you did the whole like welcome home. We have a chalkboard wall, and Andio did this beautiful like welcome home, like, and like all my meds are listed there and the times, and like it says Nurse Andio, and like the house was like the cleanest it's ever been. And like Andio had to like cook all the meals. He had to like carry me to the bathroom, like, and then I was still recovering for like, it's kind of now still, but like heavy on like a year and a half after that. And Andio would be driving to all our places. Like you literally just did everything. Like, and
I love how none of our example bids. I love how none of our example bids are small.
Okay, I can think of a smaller one. Okay, I was sick last week, And I was babysitting the kids, and it was a long one, a stressful one, and I was not feeling well. And I was like, I had to come home. I started to cook for us. And I texted you. I was like, I'm on my way back. And you said, is there anything you can do? And I was like, I was really happy when you asked that because I was so tired and I was already sick and I wasn't feeling well. And like you helped me to even prep dinner meant so much because it made like an easier transition for me when I got home. So that's like a small little thing that like you did that really meant a lot to me.
Right.
I needed that. But I struggle with asking for help, or I'm working on asking for help, you know?
So me offering to get things started.
Yeah, because again, like we were talking about earlier, even without me asking, you knew I was sick and you knew I had I was working with them, with the chids.
Yeah. The chids.
The chids.
The children kids.
The children kids. When the kids act like children. You just, again, just stepped up and I really appreciate that. So thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
I love you too.
Give me a kiss. Thank you.
Of course. With that being said, you want to add anything before we get into our song rec for the day?
No, I feel like we kind of went through the whole thing.
I think we nailed it, guys. At this moment, pause. Ask yourselves the question that Andio asked us. That's your homework.
Have them ask their partner, when was a time? Okay, that's cute.
Yeah.
It's a nice way to start that conversation, right? It's positive. If your partner is somebody who is interested in listening to podcasts, maybe listen to this episode with them so they understand what the assignment is, like what we're doing.
Pause and interact.
Yeah. Or don't pause. Finish the episode.
Oh my
interact.
Hilarious.
Gotta get that retention going, you know. And now the time has come for you to listen to a song that we recommend.
Yes.
Because we love music. We want to share that with you guys. What's the song this week?
This week's song recommendation is a song called Alone by Tiana Major 9, R&B diva making her way up right now. It's a song about what happens when the connections are missed, when the bids are not being received or reciprocated. She's talking about why am I wasting my time? You clearly don't want me. You spend your time doing anything else but being a part of this relationship. And so now I deserve better, you know? And that's what happens. The 33% people over there in the study, they felt unseen, they felt untaken care of. And like you were saying, they can find it somewhere else. Gorgeous song, beautiful voice, beautiful lyrics. And take it as a cautionary tale of what happens if you don't do the Loveheads homework.
I think that's funny. Do you have anything else you want to say to the folks today?
You guys are looking good.
Ooh, handsome, beautiful, gorgeous.
Beautiful. You're looking beautiful.
Thank you so much.
If you guys want to read the study yourselves, and I was going to put it in our description of the videos. If you guys loved this, and I know you did, be sure to follow, subscribe, and forward this to someone who needs this, someone who you think could benefit from this.
Send this to somebody who's been missing your bids. Or send this to somebody
who doesn't miss the bids.
Who's been answering every call, or at least 86% of your calls.
Exactly.
Tell them you appreciate them. Give them their gold star.
100%.
And we will see you next week for another episode of Love Heads. Stay lovely, you guys. We'll see ya. Bye.
Bye.